there was a chance that you might got a little bit emotional tonight because a few times throughout the show, tribute to Jay Briscoe.
Yeah, they did a few of them, a couple videos. Of course, the match,
Mm-hmm.
the main event of the show, and yeah,
What
they were tugging on the heartstrings all night here.
did you think of the video package that took place after the first match? That's the one big one that I remember anyway.
That video package melts your heart.
It,
I was like, man,
it
I
was
am not about to cry watching wrestling.
it was such a good mix of wrestling, family life, and just like those shots of him and his brother together, like promo shots
Yeah,
for the tag team.
yeah. I was yeah, I was not about to cry today. I didn't do it, but it was close. I was very close today.
We definitely saw a
Like,
lot of tears
yeah,
on the show.
yeah. It was an emotional night for everybody.
We had in that I should say in that video segment, even when it was wrestling, it was showing a lot of moments of respect between him and the peers in wrestling. Like after a hard battle, him and Jay Lethal shaking hands, or just after that third match with FTR when they all held each other's arms up. Those kind of things.
Yeah, they had all of those guys shaking hands afterwards, and just him being a dad and doing dad stuff. Man,
It wasn't so much featured on like career highlights or anything. It was him as a person, between him and the other wrestlers, and him and his family.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it just showed. Uh, it showed like his friendships with wrestlers, and just how much he means to the wrestling business in general. And then it showed how much he meant to his family too, and that just.
There was 3 teams when AEW started. Well, 2 other teams that AEW started that the Young Bucks wanted to bring in specifically to build their tag division around. Obviously, you have the Young Bucks to start. They wanted the Lucha Bros and they wanted the Briscoes. 3 of the best brother tag teams on the planet. Obviously, they had 2 out of the 3, but the third not so much.
That unfortunately couldn't happen, but I am I'm happy that we got to see him today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to see Mark today.
The crowd was very happy because they were very respectful. They were very loud. They were very into this match.
Yeah. And it was a good match, actually. Like, especially considering that they were both fighting back tears the whole match.
Yeah. Mark was a lot better about hiding it. Like Jay Lethal was just red-eyed and ready to cry from like the entire time you saw him on screen, walking out with him and Sanjay together.
Yeah. He wasn't trying to be. He wasn't. I loved it. He just wasn't. He wasn't trying to be the usual Jay Lethal character. Definitely, he was just being a friend, doing a tribute to his friend.
He and Sanjay came out. They were both wearing the Jay Briscoe shirt. He sent Sanjay to the back though, right away. He just came to the stage with him. Mark, it was just full energy, almost like he was making. I mean, he was, but like making a debut. It was very much full energy. Like he had been waiting for this moment. Obviously, he would like to have done it with his brother, but
it
was probably pretty cathartic.
I know he was. I love that energy that he brought. It was like he felt like he needed to bring the energy that both of them would normally bring together by himself. and I appreciate that he tried, because he had us hyped.
Mm-hmm.
He had the crowd hyped. I was pretty hyped.
There's just something, and I guess it's not there for everybody, but seeing it at the live shows that we were at and stuff like that, when you can come out with energy and it seems genuine and it's hyped up, like, it's very easy to become infectious.
Yeah, man, dude. Oh man, I don't even know what to say about the match. I didn't take notes on the match. I felt like this was it was right to sit back and just watch this one.
Yeah, I tried to sit back. I think I tried to catch up to some of the things during the commercial break, just to have some things down to try to make sure I didn't miss. Like, Jay Lethal actually hit a lethal injection pretty early on in this match, but Mark was able to roll out, and then they spent like a good just minute talking about he was always the smartest guy in the Ring of Honor locker room, in rings strategy. He did the strategy for the team, so they really put over him just always knowing what's going on, getting out of the ring.
Yeah, that was the whole thing here, because it seemed like he was in this match. It really did seem like he was a step ahead of Jay Lethal the whole time. And I mean, Jay was crying the whole time too.
But I will say I really love the commentary on this tonight, because like talking about that part and just in general as a tribute, it really did just feel like a genuine expression of a love for Mark as well as Jay.
Yeah, it was just, them recalling stories or times that they've spent with them, or
how even the referee was from Ring of Honor with Paul Turner.
And they say that, they had the announcer, the referee, and they had Caprice.
Everything's better with a little bit of Caprice.
Yeah, so they had Taz step away. Taz and Tony Schiavone left the table.
So at one point, and this was where they were kind of questioning it, they were like, come on, Jay, because he kind of went from respectful to, okay, now it's time to try to do some outside brawling kind of stuff. He laid Mark on top of the table and climbed to the top rope, like, to go for the elbow drop, but Mark was able to get off the table, get in the ring, stop him, but the commentary team was like, no, this is right up Jay's alley. He'd want violence.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that would be real weird if they were like, no, we can't, we have to be respectful for Jay. Like, what? Like,
I mean, just in terms of not cheating kind of aspect.
Yeah. Right. Like, but
was he really
somebody
cheating?
through a table though? I mean, I guess technically, isn't that cheating though?
You would think, but a lot
they
of times
never said what the stipulations were. I guess.
Well, also on top of that, a lot of times you have that whole, like, technically it was just an elbow drop. It just, the surface fell through. He didn't pick it up and swing the table.
I guess.
I don't know
with that. Yeah.
Because the announcer's table was always fair game.
That's true.
But they don't have announcer table at ringside.
So you can put someone through a table, but you can't. So if you were to hit them over the head with the table, that would be illegal. But if you put them through the table, oh, my bad, the table just so happened to be there.
It's not their fault that that surface failed to hold up.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. Okay, I got it.
But yeah, because after they brawl for a little bit outside, Mark is able to get Jay on the table, hits a froggy
Hit of the
bow.
night.
They call it the froggy bow.
The froggy bone. Yeah. Crushes Jay Lethal through that table, dog.
I do like his elbow drop better than Jay Lethal, so.
I do. It was just something about it, man. I loved it. That's why I was like, this is my hit of the night right here.
His feels like he's like literally diving at you, while Jay still has that like 1980s elbow or 80s like Macho Man elbow drop where you can tell that they're protecting themselves.
Yep.
It's just all out.
Yeah. Yeah, like he is trying to murder you and him. Like he is going to beat the shit out of you.
Because like Jay and others will do that style where they kind of keep their feet underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, his feet were completely kicked out to the side.
That's gotta be painful for him too.
Oh yeah. Everyone thought Matt Hardy was going to have to retire like years and years ago because he has those spinal issues from always landing like on his tailbone and stuff. So any of those things off the top rope repeatedly.
Yeah, I'm gonna not do any of that stuff ever. But thank you, Mark Briscoe, for putting your body on the line here, because that was pretty cool.
Later on in the match, Lethal goes for another lethal injection, but this time Mark runs up to follow him off the ropes and hits him with the lariat, which after another try or two, Mark's able to hit the J Driller and get the win.
Yeah.
It was
fitting, very fitting.
I mean, it had to be.
Obvious, yeah, it had to be a J Driller.
They people are actually wondering if maybe Jay Lethal would hit the J Driller because Jay Lethal, and they would both pay tribute, and it would be some other way, like maybe the Froggy Bow for the win, just so that way they both.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously Mark has to win.
Into the table, but yeah, obviously, there's no way you would have given Jay Lethal a win here. Like, even if you wanted to throw the shock at people, I would be mad. I'd be like, why'd you do that?
That would be the wrong kind of heat to try to get.
Yeah, like we would all be upset. Be real pissed about it. But no, this was I like the fitting tribute match. There was regular wrestling and decent amount of violence, like Jay Briscoe probably would want.
Mark was very much his character self with like the rat-a-tat, like the neck breaker.
Mm-hmm.
The screams and shouts before strikes, like he's in anime. I just think of a certain friend.
He went all out. Yeah, I know, right? I loved it. So much energy. I liked how everybody came out after the match. Just like everybody who was there that night. Or at least probably everybody that was there that night.
A lot of the Ring of Honor people, like basically anyone with Ring of Honor history, for the most part, for sure. Adam Cole was even out there. Samoa Joe, who earlier in the night just appeared on like video package on the screen, was out on the stage.
Yeah.
So he was there.
I didn't even think about that. It was, it was just about the Briscoes today.
But
dang.
Man, I will say after their very first like wrestling exchanged, you actually got to see like Mark it up and like a tear away from his eye, like that first break in action. After the match, as soon as it was over, Jay Lethal like let it all out as he's walking up the stage.
Yeah, he was he could barely walk up the ramp, bawling his eyes out. Sanjay Dutt came down and grabbed him and helped him up the ramp.
Everyone started hugging him once he got back. Uh, Meanwhile, Mark did he kind of laid on the ropes and he sat there talking to the camera, talking to his family, keep the head up, anyone who's affected, everything like that. Kind of shout out to all the family members at home and all the stuff that they're going through, and the kids, everything. But once he got off the stage, you put it out so well. Everyone got a hug, and when it came to Samoa Joe, they hit that certain line in the music again, and he had to turn around and like hype up the crowd again. And Joe just looked like, I was right there.
Yeah. So Joe's just standing there looking weird, and then I'm like, yeah, Joe, they left you hanging because you pretended to not be there tonight.
I have to guess that he got himself, because right after he made sure he was front and center, but it cut off as Mark was turning around and walking back to him. Joe probably got the first one right after, but it looked so awkward after.
Yeah, it was so awkward, and it was like a funny little bit in there for me, because I was like, oh, am I gonna cry with them? Am I gonna cry with them? And then Joe got left out of the hug line, and then I was like, okay, all right, I can laugh a little bit.
Also, a nice way to celebrate his birthday too. Jay's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about that. It was his birthday too. Good way to celebrate. Oh yeah, one more thing. That BRISCOE t-shirt that they showed, I like it a lot.